Hi guys, it's me Val, Toxic Free. Welcome. I went fishing this Sunday, so I didn't do a video. So, well, actually, it wasn't fishing. It was just sat watching a orange ball bounce around in the water for like 4 hours. Not a sausage. So now I'm going to take up knitting. Anyway, less of that. So, can I just say thank you again to any subscribers that have just joined and all the ones that have supported me and stuck with me this long. Yeah, thank you. Also, I was going to start something off really. I just wanted to see if anyone's got any questions or anything that I want to do videos on. Just pop it in the comment box. I don't want to do a question and answer thing because if I start that off, I'm not a coach. I'm not trained in all this. I literally just kind of help, hopefully, give my opinion. If it's, if it's accepted and taken, great. You don't have to take my opinion. It doesn't mean that my opinion is the truth. It's just an opinion. But yeah, if you've got any questions or anything you want to do a video on or anything, just keep it simple, like me. And I'll try and do some videos on it. So today, I've been thinking, you see, judgment, I've been trying to work it out, and I sometimes lie in bed or, suddenly come up with an idea. They don't have judgment. They have no judgment. And I don't mean judgment like judging people, because they have plenty of that, obviously. I just mean no judgment for themselves, no morals, no truths, no values, no principles, nothing like that. Ethics, no, it's not there. Common sense as well, that's another thing. Principles, yeah, whatever, I might have just said that. I don't know, they just don't seem to have that. So I just want to talk about that because I've been thinking recently. Let's just start off with the word judgment. The ability to use good judgment in making decisions and to live in a reasonable and safe way. No, well, they don't do that for starters. They don't live in a reasonable or safe way, because they're very destructive people, as we know, and they destruct and just cause drama wherever they go, which we don't want in our lives, basically. I just want to also say as well, these people, us who watch videos, the only thing that we can do with narcissism is to learn about it, is to educate ourselves. I think a lot of people ask me, what can I do? How can I do it? Sometimes, you know what? It's just education. It's education. It's having the knowledge of knowing who they are, and it's rearranging our thought system and our brains to actually accommodate the way they are. Because we're not going to change them. We can only change the way that we are. Obviously, we can go no contact. Some people don't listen to their own advice, as we know, which we'll say no more about that. But I just think education, learn as much as you can, and you've got to know that it's not all about you, their devaluation, their gaslighting. It's something that they do. It doesn't mean you are the person they say you are. Remember that. They're broken people. So I just want to go over a few things. I've actually Googled judgment. I don't like Googling stuff because I normally just like to chat. Synonyms. Can't say words. Synonyms. There you go. Synonyms. I'm not even going to try and say it again. It sounds like cinnamon. That is a different word for alike. I'm being clever now, aren't I? Awareness. They're not aware, are they? Intuition. No. Perception. Reasoning. Understanding. I'm shaking my head like mad. If there's any words that you think that they are, just shout up. Wisdom. Incisiveness. Ingenuity. Mentality. They've got a bad mentality. Rationality, reason, taste, sense and common sense. All those things come under judgment. There's a lot more words, but I've just picked out the ones that kind of like relate to narcissism more. They don't have judgment. And I think what judgment is, it's your conscience. Conscience is what you decide on that makes things right or wrong. It's your own being of what you are and what your beliefs are, a conscience. And what it is, I think, again, my little weirdness coming out now, angel on one shoulder and devil on the other. And what we do, what empathic people, normal people, humans, let's put it that way, what we have is both. We have a devil. Let's make a mind up with shoulders what there. Devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. And that's where we get the grey area, because what happens in life is any decisions we have to make, anything that happens in life, it's all judgment. Anything, even just stepping out into a road, we've got to judge the road. We look around and make sure there's no, big buses coming, because we are soft and squidgy and buses are quite hard, so we don't want to kind of have any contact with them. So we just sort of think, judgment, can I step out? Have I got time? It's all about that. Our whole lives are built on that, and that's why I think narcissists are sometimes stupid, no common sense whatsoever, which I've actually looked back on and thought, no, I've kind of thought over my exes and thought, no, absolutely lacking. And that's actually a video I'm going to do soon, is the lack of common sense from narcissists, and my examples, because I've got some very funny ones. Devil and angel. What happens is, we're going to make a decision in life. If something comes up, crops up, you know, we get a nice good looking bloke chatting us up. You think, do I want to cheat? Do I want to go with this person? Do I want to cheat on my husband, my wife? The little devil's going, yes, yes, cheat, 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 cheat. The angel's going, no, don't. You're only going to have problems. You're only going to cause more upset. You're going to hurt your wife. What about your children? Cheat, cheat. So this is what happens. And we listen to both and we make our minds up, which is the grey area in the middle. And that's why I think narcissists don't have a grey area. They're just black or white. They just make a decision by what the devil tells them. You know, if somebody falls out with them or does something wrong to them, all of a sudden it's right, devil's going, dump her, dump her. If they love someone like hell, love her, love her. As soon as she does something wrong, dump her, dump her. There's none of that. Well, hang on a minute. Let's just consider the situation. Let's just look deeply at it. Maybe what you did yesterday upset her. This is why she's angry today. Maybe you should go and soothe her and calm her down, buy her nice flowers and mean it. This is what happens. You get the devil and the angel communicating in your head, your conscience. And then we make a valid decision out of what we're hearing. They just have the devil telling them in one ear, do it, do it, do it. You know, if they're going to steal something, if there's a handbag on the floor, sometimes, you know, you get the opportunity, you think, well, should I just take it? No one's around. No, because the angel's going, don't, because you could be taking that bag off someone who needs it. There could be money in there, it could be her rent. We've been through things in our lives that have hurt us. For instance, you know, taking someone's purse, we know what it's like to probably be skinned. We've experienced hard times. And we can actually, that's what's called empathy. When you're living in someone else's shoes, you can see both sides of the story. Narcissists cannot see both sides of the story. If they see a handbag, I'm going to take that handbag. Yes, do it. Take the handbag. Take the handbag. There's no one saying, hang on a minute. That person probably needs the money that's in there to pay their rent. What happens if they've got their kids to feed? You know, this is how it works, and this is how we live. You know, we also, if you're going to do something, why do I always get sirens outside when I'm doing videos? I don't live in a really bad area. You know, if you're going to do something bad, like a murderer, they have no conscience. Murderers, sociopaths, narcissists, just people, they lie, and pathological lies is because they're one-sided. They only have the devil on their shoulder. I don't know what's happened to the bloody angel, whatever. But that's the thing. So if they're going to murder somebody, the little devil's going, do it, do it, do it. And there's nobody on this side saying, hang on a minute, you'll end up in jail. Hang on a minute, you'll end up sharing a cell with somebody you might not get on with, or you have to sleep in a double bunk bed with these people. And you know where I'm going with that one. Say no more. But they don't have that side of them that tells them not to do it because of the consequences. And then what happens is, when they get the consequences, they then lie. So when that consequence comes up, so for instance, they cheat on somebody, the wife finds out, they'll deal with the consequences. They don't think, we think ahead of the consequences, and there's the consequences that change our minds and think, no, the consequence of doing that is this, this, this. I don't want to get that consequence. I don't want to do it. They don't think of the consequences. They only deal with them when they actually arrive. So the consequence is the wife saying, you know, you're cheating on me. Lie, lie, tell you not, tell you not. Oh, you know, I was late from work. I was working that day. I'm sorry, honey, I was late for work. She checks, as we do, rings work up, who wasn't in work that day. You weren't in work that day. Oh yes, that was the day that I took Fred to the... You know, the lies continue. And that's where pathological lying comes from, is the fact that they don't think about the consequences when they make that first lie, and then they have to lie on top of the next consequence. Then they create a consequence from that lie. Then every single lie creates another consequence. And that is where their pathological, disgusting lies come from, because they can't stop and tell the truth and break that chain of consequences. We think of the consequences, they don't. And what also happens is, when they do bad to us, we give them the benefit of the doubt. Now, the benefit of the doubt for us is hoping that something will happen to them where they'll think, well, they didn't mean it, you know, they'll be okay tomorrow. They haven't done that for a long time, you know, they'll not hit me again. I'm sure that, you know, they say sorry, it's fine. We always give them benefit of the doubt. No, they're not that person. Although I saw those texts from that woman, Maybe it's just a work colleague, because we think that the angel is going to kick in on the shoulder and say, be nice to your wife, stop cheating on her, do something, make a difference in your life. They haven't got that, and they're never going to. And we expect that angel is going to come along, slap them round the face and say, get a grip, man. It's not going to happen. They don't have that angel there. So by giving them the benefit of the doubt, it's not going to work, because they're not going to change. They're not going to change. They're not going to stop doing what they're stopping, because they've got an element missing. The software has not been downloaded. There's nothing in them. I said in another video, it's like saying to a blind man from birth, describe the colour yellow. They can't describe the colour yellow because it's not within them. It's not inside them. So that's what I'm saying, is the fact is they do not have the angel and the devil, and the grey area is the middle. That's where we're at the judgment. That's where we make decisions on, well, should we not, should we not, should we not, should we? And we make a decision because we're being, told two things. They aren't. Do it, do it, do it. Lie, cheat, lie again, lie, lie, lie. That's all they're hearing in one ear. It's disgusting, but it's true. Also, along with judgment is common sense. And again, have you noticed how they lack common sense? They'll do stupid things that, I think if you don't have that side of the angel, I mean, you could probably look back now and you can think of all the things that these people have done to us, and you can see it and you can think, wow, yeah, I mean, that's the difference between them and us, is that we have a conscience. We think about everything. Sometimes we think far too hard. That's where our intuition comes from. Everything that we are, our empathy, our intuition, our incisiveness, just everything, even our detectiveness, we want to find out the truth. That's the other side. That's always looking for, is it yin and yang, it's ping and pong, it's... I could go on, but no, I'm not going to, because I'm going to say some really stupid things. What's new? There's always the opposite, but they don't seem to have that. They just live in the black side, completely in the dark side, and that's basically what they do. They live in the dark side. They've got no judgment, no common sense, nothing. I will go into some common sense stories later on, but I just want to go into a few words that I found underneath the word common sense when I googled it. Good sense and sound judgment in practical matters. No. Sound judgment. No. Level-headedness. They don't have that. These are all judgments. Sharp-wittedness, insight, intuition, intuitiveness, perceptiveness. Understanding, intelligence, reason, powers of reasoning, practicality, capability, intuition, intuitive. They don't have any of those, if you think about it. And they all come under the judgment, under, principles, morals. It's all about the right and wrongs. They don't have morals, they have no principles, they don't have values. They just, we know what they are, and I don't need to sort of... But that's the difference, is that our angels and our devil are there communicating in our brain. I think that's also, when they say that thing is where you look up to the left or look up to the right, we're probably, listening to the devil, we're listening to the angel, and we're trying to think which way to go. And, we're not perfect. We're not perfect. We make mistakes. But when we make a mistake, we learn from it and we move on and we improve and we try not to do it again. And when we make a mistake and then someone catches us out, most of the time we'll own our mistake or we'll apologise again. But if they don't have the angel saying, say sorry, they've just got the devil saying, lie more, you cheated on her, tell her tell her you're late at work, tell her your car broke down, tell her, no. And that's how it works. So literally they have half of their brain missing. Well, we've always known that, haven't they? I just wanted to go into that, and I just think that's basically how it works. The conscience is the lack of the angel telling them, at least, because when we have a problem, don't we want to get advice from people? We always go to our friends and say, oh look, this is going on my wall, what do you think I should do? Should I do this or should I do that? I've got this work colleague that's been a pain in the arse. Should I tell her or should I just let it go? We always ask friends for advice, and it's that advice that we get that makes us decide what we do. If we don't get advice from people, we can make mistakes, even more mistakes and more mistakes. And I think that's what they're doing. They're not asking for advice of anybody because they're always right. So they don't need to ask advice. And then they're not getting the little angel in their ear saying, please don't do that, that's wrong. They just live in the dark side, and that's how it goes. That's that's kind of all I wanted to say today. I hope that's made sense. But, you know, the lack of common sense these people have. Honestly, I'm gonna I'm gonna do my next video on common sense, because I can't say much more about that. It's just, they're just stupid people, really. I mean, the thinkers as well, with the judgment, they don't judge things correctly. Like, what they'll do is, the triangulation is an error in judgment. That's all they do, is an error in judgment, because they'll bring someone else into it, and they'll not think that maybe we'll go and ask that person. They'll say, oh, your mum also said this, or your sisters told me this, or your work colleague said that, you know, you stole, I hear you stealing from your job. When you're not stealing from your job, you're not doing anything wrong, but they're doing it to stir you up. But they don't think the consequence of that is that we're probably going to go to the person and ask them, did we or didn't we? Sometimes we just don't. Sometimes we'll just go, whatever, let them lie, I'm not bothered, I don't give a shit, basically. And we hold also, what we'll do is we'll hold a lot in ourselves, and we'll not go and the triangulation thing needs to be broken. If these people are lying to you, just remember, they're lies. They live in a complete world of lies. And we just have to know this. Everything that comes out of their mouth is a complete lie. And that's all I'm saying. So, guys, if you've got any questions or you've got any ideas for little videos, again, keep them kind of simple, because I'm not a professional therapist. I just kind of help. And I just want to give my advice of, you know, how I've got to this ripe old rage. How I've got to this ripe old age of 40-something and not gone completely nuts by now. And I just want to give my advice of how to help people. So guys, I've been hairdressing in Muck Hill Dales. Take care. See you later. Stay safe.